to the Effective Line Managers Toolkit workshop. 3 major tools I learned in the course of growing my leadership is the People Management Framework. It's a framework that the organization introduced back then to help managers understand the need of their teams. It has 4 dimensions called the Know Me, Focus Me, Guide Me, Recognize Me. And it simply says, look, the staff is yearning. I mean, the voice of the employees is that, look, they want you to know them. They want you to focus them. They want you to guide them. And they want you to recognize them. And one of the implications of that tool is that it teaches you how to lead people with different personality types. Essentially, it says that, look, people are different in the workplace and they have a common need. And those needs are know me, know who I am, know my strengths, know my weaknesses, and use me according to my strengths, and then help me with my weaknesses. So it says that every employee has this yearning, and the extent to which you as a leader are able to understand these needs and respond to them appropriately, that is the extent to which you'll be able to lead an engaged and satisfied team. But while each of these personality types have these needs in common, they all have different ways of expressing it, and they all have different expectations about how those needs ought to be met. So as a line manager, when you are not familiar with those techniques, you will run into challenges. You will hit the rock with them. Now, let me try and illustrate. If you have used a Mac and also a Windows PC, you will agree with me that the way you open and operate a window in Mac is different from the way you open and operate a window or an application in Microsoft Windows PC. Now, if you attempt to run a Mac, like, let's assume that you've been used to, maybe for the last 5 years, 10 years, you trained on Windows, everything on Windows, and then suddenly somebody gives you a new Mac. And then you open your Mac, and for the first time you entered into your Mac, you attempted to log in and run an application like you ran it on Windows. Do you think you'll be successful? The answer is no. Why? Because the OS of the Mac is completely different from the OS, the operating system in the Windows. So what must you do? You and not the Mac will be required to go and learn how the Mac works. You have to change your skills. You have to change your approach. You have to change your attitude. You have to change your mindset in order to work with a Mac. So the PC did not change, but you, the user, had to change. That is how it is with people. Now, I will say there are 4 different types of people in the workplace. Now, if you don't know how to use them with their different OS or with their different character and personalities and everything, then you fail as a leader. And naturally, you will blame the people, but the truth is that you will be expected to have made the necessary adjustment to all the people. And so you have to learn the various generations of people in the workplace. I mean, remember when we talk about generation of people, the baby boomers and the generation Y and everything. You have to learn their characteristics, and that's why that knowledge is important. And learn to manage them the way they are. If you try to manage the Y generation like you manage baby boomers, you will run into problems. If you have the authority and nobody's watching, yes, you can sack them all you want. But if you get into a multinational where everybody's individuality and diversity is respected, then you will be the one that will be kicked out. So these are toolkits that you must pick up. How do I know you? How do I focus you? How do I guide you? And how do I recognize you? These are key. You must understand how people want to be known, focused, guided, and recognized if you're going to be successful as a leader or as a manager at every level. Else you keep running into trouble. Now, at the beginning of your leadership, if you're in a good organization, people would understand and tolerate you. But as you go up, they will begin to expect that you as the leader too need to change. Because every time you move to a team, the news is that you have fired everybody and you've replaced them with the type of people that are like you. Then you move to the next team again, you fired everybody and you replace them. Very soon, management will start getting worried about you, because maybe some of the people you are firing are people who are meeting their target or exceeding their targets. They will have to make a decision whether they want to retain some of those key staff or whether they want to retain you, and you don't want that to happen to you. All right. I remember I was speaking to a cousin of mine who is a pilot. He's a helicopter pilot. And he told me something that is also very important and related to this. He said, do you know that as a pilot, you are trained to fly a particular helicopter? If you are ever going to fly another type of helicopter, then you have to go back to training school and learn about that helicopter and then come and operate it. Can you beat that? So they are all helicopters, but not all helicopters are the same. They are all Boeing, but not all Boeing are the same. So if you are going to stop, or you're going to move from flying this Boeing to another Boeing, you have to go back to school and learn about the new Boeing. And that is key. That is exactly what is required of us as leaders. The people are computers. The people are the various Boeings. They can fly. They are as good as the leaders can fly them. So that is why we say leadership, managing is not easy. It is the fact that you have a lot of work to do in order to carry everybody along.